Alright guys, so today I have a 2019 Mazda CX-5. This Mazda CX-5 sits on 235/55 R19 tires. This particular trim, this particular model is front wheel drive. It can be had with all wheel drive, although the only real benefit that I see for us in Jamaica would be improved handling. If we had seasons, then I could say more of an advantage, but it's not necessary in my humble opinion. But this Mazda CX-5 also has these headlights that's a part of Mazda's iSense safety package. And interestingly enough, when you turn your steering wheel, the headlights turn with the steering wheel. So for those of us who like driving on winding roads at night, this is ideal. Now this Mazda CX-5 is powered by a 2-liter naturally aspirated engine, which churns out 155 horsepower and 145 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission with a manual mode, so it doesn't have the CVT like most cars today. But if I get a chance to review a 2023 Mazda CX-5, then we'll see the difference. Let's go around to the back. Let's see what's in the trunk. Apologies for the dirt. Just look at what you can hold in the back of the CX-5. Alright guys, so let's take a look at the trunk. Alright, so this is the trunk space for your Mazda CX-5. This, believe it or not, is how you will actually pull down these seats. It's pretty cool. Simply folds forward. Sorry about that loud click. You have 2 tie-down points, which is really nice. And you have this sunshade. Doesn't come on all models. And the only way I know how to bring these seats back up is bam. Now let's make some room so I can show you guys what your spare tire will look like. There's a little, and this is your spare tire. You don't have the fancy rim that you see outside, but at least it's a full-size spare. It's not the same size because it's a 185/80R17. You also have a 12-volt charging port, and then you have these little pockets for whatever you want to put in there. Clamp these back down. Yeah. All in all, you have a decent amount of trunk space. Alright guys, so we're inside the Mazda and we'll start off with the steering wheel. As usual with most modern cars, the steering wheel has all of these buttons on it, so let's go through it. Now with the Mazda, you have the volume button here, you have the info button and the track button, so you can rewind or fast forward or change tracks. You have the ability to answer or end calls. You have your cruise control button, which is really important for avoiding speeding tickets, and this is how you reset and set cruise control. You have your iStop off feature and traction control off button, so both buttons. And for some strange reason, no matter how much you turn this off, iStop comes back on. Don't know why, but it's a thing. Then below that you have your latch for your bonnet and for your fuel tank. And to the right, I do apologize for all this dust, but you have this it's not a joystick, but control for your wing mirrors, and these are for your windows. So this stops you from being able to wind up or down the window. Well, everybody else in the car, not you. And this is for your auto function, so if you pull up, window will go all the way up or go all the way back down. and these are for the respective windows in the car. And since we're still at the steering wheel, or we're back at the steering wheel has an SRS airbag badge on it, and this 2019 Mazda CX-5 has a 5-star ANCAP safety rating. Adult occupants have a 95% chance of surviving an accident, and child occupants have a 80% chance of surviving an accident. So when you purchase a car like this, you are in a very safe car. Now, let's turn on the engine. That's all you do. Foot on the brake, press the start button, and AC comes on to the setting you left it at, like with every other car. And it's a nice place to be in. There's a premium feel to it. I quite like it. And it's quite nice. It's a really nice place to be in. So let's move on to the AC unit. The AC unit has this nice keyboard feel to it. It's tactile, which is very important. And the other thing about it is that it's dual climate control, or dual climate zone. So you can be fine, and your passenger can be fine. This is the blower, up or down, and this is temperature. So it has a nice feel to it. Controls are really simple, straightforward. Earlier I said to you that this is a 6-speed automatic, and you have a manual mode, but also didn't mention that you have a sport mode. So the way to get this into sport mode is click this up and you'll see sport. Click it down, you see it's off. Sport mode just allows for you to hold the revs in a higher range. You get more compression, which I like. It gives the car a sportier feel. And for parents who had to put away that sportier life, you'll find that the Mazda CX-5 to a degree can give that back to you. And on the drive, you'll see what I mean, or hopefully you'll see what I mean. So this is the control for the navigation system. It's touch when you're not driving. But when you are driving, this is the only way to interact with it. It's just a safety feature. So this is your handbrake. You push it down to take off the handbrake, and you pull it back up to turn it back on. This is your volume button, and you push it down to mute. Now these are some of the cup holders they have in this car, and this is just for reference, but there's a little bit of wiggle room in the cup holder. This is more of your traditional beverage cup holder from a fast food store, but you have other cup holder bins which are just massive. So it's a practical car. It's a really practical space to be in. You have this bin down here, this compartment down here that the owner has turned into a sunglasses museum. You have a USB port, and we have this center, this armrest. Pop it up. You have another USB port, so you can put your music on your USB and play it from here. You have an AUX port as well. You have a cigarette lighter in here as well, which is cool. This slides. I'm not going to take this up and expose anybody's business. This is a cool feature. You have these dips which allow you to keep your phone charged, but outside you really don't need it with you because you drive in the car. And this has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. A really important thing to note is that any Mazda CX-5 that is below 2019 does not come with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, so you need to bear that in mind. Now we're gonna go around the back. I'm gonna show you what being around the back is like. This glove box is damped, but there's stuff in there, so I won't open it, but it's damped. And another important thing to mention is that not all CX-5s have this electronic handbrake. Depends on the trim that you get. you get a standard pull-up handbrake. So again, depends on the trim that you get. So let's go around the back and show you what being around the back is like, how it will be like for your children, your adult passengers. So let's go, let's see what it's about. Turning this off though. So I'm 5'9". This is in my driving position, and I still have room. So for you 6-footers, you guys will be quite alright. You have these storage bins around the back, and most importantly, rear vents. Cars of a certain size, I really do believe, need rear vents. It's like an inconvenience, especially on summer days in Jamaica, where it's broiling, you're in the car, the AC is on the front, and you take like 5 years to get some cool breeze. So you have other cup holders around the back. Take up this bottle as reference, so you can clearly put a bigger bottle in there if you need to. And you have your ISO fixed points for your children. The seats are actually quite comfortable. I forgot to mention that the driver's seat is really comfortable. It hugs your body nicely. And as you can see, this car seats 5. 1, 2, 3. But this has a neat trick in the middle if it's 4 people, or if you have your children here and maybe you want to put a little kiddie cup, 1 for each. Bam. I'm going to use this bottle as an example of reference. Not sponsored by anybody, by the way. It's just a reference. And you can see that you have this here. Flip this up. Just push this button in, which is this button. Bam. And you have a USB charging port. So if you have any devices that you want to charge, you are covered at the back and at the front. Let's flip this up. And if you want to move these seats or adjust them, this little switch right here, and you can move it forward and backwards. It's a nice practical car by Mazda. I really enjoy it. It's a nice place to be in. It's a nice family car. I would actually recommend this as a family car. But let's go do some driving and see what it feels like. Foot on the brake, engine stop start, green light is on. Let's go have some fun. It's regular mode. You guys can't tell, but I am smiling right now. Alright, with regular mode, it doesn't hold the rev, so you can't carry through as well as you would in sport mode. So let's chuck it into sport mode. So the revs are held up. Yeah. This is a nice place to be in. Brake, swing it around in the corner, and the body roll is really not that evident. It isn't. Compression is still there thanks to sport mode. Easy glide around the corner. To get it in the manual mode, simply put the gear lever to your right, and maybe you can't see it. but I'm in third gear. One thing this car will not do is sacrifice itself or its engine. If it thinks the revs are too high, it will gear up. So be mindful of that. So I'm in second, third. Oh my god. Fourth. Gear down. Oh my god. This sounds like I'm having way too much fun, or way more fun than I should. That's because this is just a really nice place to be in. Compression is still there. Like, I could really see myself with children in the back of this and having as much fun as I can responsibly. Foot all the way down. So it's not a speed demon, but it's lively enough, and that's what matters. So to gear up, guys, you pull the gear to yourself. To gear down, you push it away from yourself. Third gear. Seeing as we're here and I'm in manual mode, using up way more fuel than I would in normal mode, your average, or your combined rather, fuel economy is 8.5 liters per 100 kilometers. It's not really bad. Really not that bad. Car automatically geared down for me, which is nice. In drive, in sport mode, will not be exceeding the speed limit, which is 50 kilometers an hour. But let's just see how much pickup this has. Oof. Not bad. Not bad at all. This is a nice place to be. It's a bit livelier. Sport mode is a bit livelier. Lock isn't bad. Yeah, sport mode is nice to drive in. It's a bit loud outside. I'd like to thank you guys for joining me again on another review. I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you in the next one.